Who am I without YouTube? This is a question that I've been asking myself for the past 2 weeks, and to be honest, I haven't found an answer to that question. When I started YouTube, I was coming off of the biggest depressive rut that I had ever experienced. It was actually my first time experiencing depression, and I confided in expressing my pain through YouTube. I confided in the catharsis that came from speaking my truth with these videos, and truth be told, YouTube still serves that same purpose, but beyond YouTube, who am I? Okay, a lot of my identity, my self-worth was built on YouTube. Okay, and for a while I didn't see anything wrong with that. In fact, I think it's good that a lot of my confidence came from something that reflected my authentic self. But at the same time, I think the lines between who I am and what this platform means to me, what my channel serves as, have become blurred. Okay, I've started to lose myself in favor of YouTube. And I've gone through these cycles throughout my YouTube journey of me not taking good care of myself for the sake of the grind, trying to grow my channel, and going from that to surrendering and realizing that, okay, now is a time to just let go, focus on myself and my own personal growth and my well-being, even if it comes at the expense of my channel growth. And understand that on the back end, that will serve me and my channel more than the grind ever could. And right now, I am in a season of surrender. Now understand that the mere act of me taking a break from YouTube is very, very difficult for my ego to grasp. My ego doesn't understand that by taking a break from YouTube, I'm actually helping my channel more than I ever could by just grinding videos out every day. And that is all the more reason why I need to take this break. Now, for those of you who haven't been keeping up with my channel for the past week or two, I did a stream and I also talked about this in a video, my day in the life video, where I explained how a woman came up to me while I was vlogging and asked me why I felt like my life was so important that I should be vlogging it. As you guys could tell, if you watched that stream or if you watched that day in the life video, that messed me up. Okay, a lot of you may not know this, but if you really paid attention, you might have made this connection. The day that that woman asked me that question was the same day that I filmed my video about my suicide attempt. And the reason why I did that, the reason why that question led me down that rabbit hole is because I realized that I didn't have an answer. I did not have an answer for her. Okay, the fact that she asked me that question, it triggered me. Why did it trigger me? Because my first initial response to her was, this is what I do for a living. I do this full time. I make money doing this. I didn't answer her question though. Okay, that's not a legitimate answer. I didn't actually tell her why I believed that I was important enough to be making these videos. Now, don't get me wrong. Okay, I'm not quitting YouTube. Okay, the title says I am taking a break. Not quitting, okay? But understand that I have to take some time to find myself, okay? And I feel like her asking me that question pushed me down that path. You see, a large portion of my YouTube journey, like I said earlier, has been me sacrificing my well-being for the sake of my channel growth. And that's a problem, especially as a self-development YouTuber. You see, the reason why that's such a problem is because that lets me know that all of my self-worth is contingent on YouTube, on my platform, on how well my platform is doing. With YouTube, okay, just like any other entrepreneurial endeavor, there are ups and downs, ebbs and flows, okay, and that's just natural. There are going to be times when the channel grows faster, there's going to be times when the channel grows slower. There's going to be times when views are up, there's going to be times when views are down. And it doesn't matter how big you get because it's all relative. For me right now, a video flopping would have been my highest viewed video by a substantial margin when I first started on YouTube. That just puts things into perspective. No matter how big you get on YouTube, if you approach it from the lack mindset, you will never find fulfillment because you are placing your fulfillment in the future. You are placing your fulfillment in something outside of yourself. And what I've learned throughout my YouTube journey is that the times where I felt the most fulfilled were the times where I surrendered to the present moment. I surrendered to the season that I was in. And like I said, right now I'm in a season where I need to focus on myself. Now, like I said, this is very difficult for my ego to understand and accept because my one New Year's resolution, literally the only New Year's resolution I had, was to post videos every single day of this year. And unfortunately, I am not going to be able to keep up with that. Okay, now as I'm filming this video, I have over a week's worth of uploads to keep myself sustained throughout this break. But truth be told, I don't know how long this break is going to be. I'd imagine that it's probably going to be at least 2, maybe even 3 weeks. It's going to be however long it takes for me to really truly find myself. And with all of the inner work that I've been doing, I don't think that should take too long. But like I said, I'm not putting myself on a time limit. By the time you guys are watching this, I'm probably already a week into my break. But understand that the videos that you've been seeing, those are all pre-recorded. After you see this video, you may see 1 or 2 more videos, and then it's going to be absolutely nothing. Okay, I'm not going to post anything now. Like I said, I'm doing this for me, and I'm doing this for you guys. I want to help you guys by presenting the best version of myself that I can to the audience, which is you guys. Now, how am I going to elevate during this time? How am I going to utilize this break? Okay, this isn't just me taking a break so that I can relax and just watch Netflix all day. No, I am actively working on myself more than ever before. Now, how am I going to be doing this? The first way that I'm doing this is through therapy, and that brings me to BetterHelp, the sponsor of today's video. I want to take some time to talk about mental health and therapy. One of the best ways to think about therapy is through analogies. We get our car serviced to prevent bigger issues down the road. We work out and visit the doctor to prevent injury and disease in our bodies. And we see the dentist to prevent cavities. Going to therapy is just like all of this. It's routine maintenance for your mental and emotional well-being. It doesn't mean that anything is wrong with you. It just means that you're investing in yourself to keep your mind healthy. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. You just fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and then you get matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Then you schedule secure video and phone sessions, plus you can exchange unlimited messages and everything you share is completely confidential. One of the most prevalent lessons that I've learned throughout my sessions with Janice, my therapist, is the power of self-love. Something that she always tells me every single session is that we have relationships with other people, but we also have the relationship with ourselves. And that right there is key. You have to put yourself before anything else because you can't pour from an empty cup. Hence why I'm taking this break. You can request a new therapist at any time for no additional cost. So many people are using BetterHelp that they are currently recruiting therapists for all 50 states in the US. Join the over 2 million plus people, including myself, who are taking charge of their mental health through BetterHelp. Click the link in the description and you'll get 10% off of your first month. Invest in yourself. Me personally, I've been doing therapy since November of last year and it has been worth every single penny. You cannot cheat your mental health. This is something that I've learned. You have to prioritize your mental and emotional well-being because if you don't, the quality of your work will suffer. This is something that I think a lot of men in particular struggle with. They struggle to see the big picture. They feel like they can grind their way through any mental or emotional distress. And maybe you can, but not for the long term. Okay, it is not sustainable. In the same way that if you don't take care of your body, eventually it will catch up to you. If you don't take care of your mental and emotional and spiritual well-being, eventually that will catch up to you as well. And that's what I'm learning the hard way right now is if you don't take care of yourself, if you sacrifice yourself for the sake of your purpose, you won't be able to fulfill your purpose at the highest capacity that you possibly can. Because without your purpose, you still exist. But without you, your purpose doesn't exist. Okay, and that's something that I'm learning is that I have to find my identity independently of YouTube. I never gave myself the chance to do that. I maybe gave myself all of 1 or 2 weeks last year to really find myself independently of YouTube as well as external relationships, romantic relationships in particular. And those 1 to 2 weeks were some of the most peaceful days of my entire life. I really truly started to find myself, but just when I was on the brink of true spiritual freedom, I came back to YouTube. I got back in the grind mentality. I let my egoic mind take over. And I don't regret it because that was something that I needed to do at that time. That was an important time in my life for working. Okay, that's just the season that I was in. But right now, that season has come to an end. Okay, we're transitioning into a new chapter now. Okay, right now I have to focus on myself so that I can give you guys the best version of myself. And most importantly, live my life from a place of abundance, even when the camera is off. You guys have to understand that on the average day, this camera is only on for 15 minutes at most. Okay, what happens with the other 23 hours and 45 minutes? I have to live with myself. Okay, you guys only see me for maybe 8 to 10 minutes a day. The whole rest of the day, I'm living by myself. I'm the one that has to live with the neglect of my mental, emotional, and spiritual, and even physical well-being. Things like getting enough sleep, things like, I don't know, doing yoga, things like eating healthy. Okay, these are things that I've neglected in the past because I wanted YouTube success. Why? Because I felt like YouTube success was the foundation of who I was. Without YouTube, I was a nobody. I remember I used to tell people, I remember one case in particular, I told this girl that I'm gonna be somebody one day. Nobody believes in me now, but I don't care. I'm going to be somebody one day. I'm going to move far away. I'm gonna get a Tesla. I'm gonna let you drive it. I remember this like it was yesterday because as I climbed the ranks on YouTube, I still had that inner sense of emptiness. I still felt like I was trying to be somebody. But what I've come to realize now is that I was always somebody. Before YouTube, I've been somebody since the day I was born. I've always been somebody and I'll always be somebody. The question shouldn't be, who am I without YouTube? The question should be, who is my YouTube channel without me? Because I am the basis, I am the foundation. I have people around me that help me now. Okay, I'm starting to build out a team, but at the same time, none of this works without me. I am the basis of the brand. My channel is literally named Jordan Green because that is me. The channel is me. The channel is an extension of me, rather. And that's how I need to see things. But how can I expect myself to make that transition from prioritizing YouTube over my well-being to prioritizing my well-being over YouTube if I'm still making videos? Okay, now, like I said, I'm not quitting YouTube, okay? You don't ever have to worry about that. I am not quitting YouTube. I've come too far, and I also have rent to pay. Speaking of which, I know some of you are probably wondering, Jordan, how are you going to pay your rent? How are you going to pay your bills if you're not making videos? First of all, I have residuals. Okay, all of my old videos, those are still making money. But also, I'm not worried about money. I'm not. Okay, this may sound a little radical to you, but to anybody who's ever seen a glimpse of truth in their life, they'll know that it is better to live under a bridge and have your peace of mind than to be in a penthouse with your demons. That's something that I'm learning in my life right now. When you put your ego to the side, when you take off the filters through which you see this world, you realize that peace of mind is really all that matters. Because what are you hoping to achieve through becoming wealthy, through becoming successful? You're looking for peace of mind. That's what you want. But you can feel that right now. And that doesn't mean that you have to completely give up on your goals. It just means that you can now surrender and let go. You see, you guys have to understand the difference between letting go and giving up. Giving up is you not putting forth any more effort or thought energy towards a specific intention because you don't believe that it's possible. You don't believe that it will occur. You don't believe that there's even a chance that it will occur. Letting go is surrendering and taking inspired action when necessary with the understanding that the fulfillment of that intention is inevitable. It is completely and utterly inevitable. And all you have to do is be present. Okay, that right there, that is the biggest lesson that I'm learning right now is presence. Being present with myself, because presence is the purest form of self-love that there is. When you learn to be present with yourself, you are telling yourself that I don't need that car. I don't need that accolade. I don't need that relationship. I don't need that house to love myself. I love myself where I am right now. That is unconditional love. That is truth. Presence is truth. And if you give yourself the opportunity to step back, to step away from all of the noise, to step away from your desires, and to just recognize and acknowledge the beauty of this current moment right here, your suffering ends. Suffering comes from resistance, not from external sources. It is you resisting your external situation. But the moment that you learn to accept and surrender to your current situation while also having your intentions in mind, that is what allows you to live life from the abundance mindset. You're able to appreciate what you have and where you are and focus on expanding that gratitude, expanding that truth and that presence in the direction of your intention. And that's how you not only get to the desired destination, but also allow yourself to embrace the journey.